Right, so now we've been looking at corners and buildings, you probably think, great, we're looking at something big and interesting, building stuff in cities. Well, I'm afraid not. Now it's something really dull, street design. But streets matter. That street is the space that you occupy in a city. The structure has an impact on how it feels, but as does the design of the street. And when we think about that, we have to think about who uses the street. Well, cars, but also people. And most of the people moving around are people in a city on foot or potentially on bicycle. And cities are places where you want to be able to undertake activities on foot. And you don't go to a cafe or the bar or shop next to a motorway, so you don't want urban roads to feel like that. So we need somewhere that's comfortable for cars and for people. And we can design that. So take these two examples here. The big straight roads, then people will drive fast on that. It probably won't feel that fast, but they will, and then it won't be a nice environment for people. If we take the other one, then we've narrowed the road, we've added a bit of curvature to it, we've added some trees, we've added some variation to it. People just drive naturally slower on that, which will mean it's a nicer environment for people on foot to move along. So we've created this place where both those movements can move together reasonably comfortably. Now, if we go back to when cars emerged in the city, we got stuff like this. Separate people from traffic, create space for traffic on the roads. This is a tunnel where everyone was intending to walk over the top, but in practice people still walk through the tunnel because it's the easiest way to get from A to B. Or this example in Grimsby, where we've got a huge traffic junction in the middle of the town that's just not very nice. And they don't work well. We can design places so they do work together. We don't have to spend a fortune on shared space and cobble everything to do that. We can actually come up with some fairly simple ways to do that. I'm not going to give you them all, I'm just going to give you a taster and let you think of some of your own so you can spot these as you move around. And what I've drawn here is a diagram of two junctions. This is fairly common to what happens in lots of urban environments. Main road, junction, junction. This is the curb line, the back of the properties, and this is the route the pedestrian move on the pavement. So here we've got quite tight curb lines. So this mouse comes along for a walk. It's going to cross the road, doesn't have to turn too far to look. The traffic's coming quite slowly because it's a sharp junction and traverses the road. Whereas in this scenario, we've got really wide, curvy roads. And here, the mouse has to look much further round because the traffic is coming much faster and has got a much greater distance of road to cross. If we narrow that junction, we reduce the amount of road to cross, we make the traffic move slower into the side road because it's got to go around a tighter turn, and it just makes a nicer place to move as a pedestrian. But you will commonly get that in loads of urban environments. So here's an example. This is a village near where I'm from, and we've got exactly that right in the centre, and it just doesn't work very well. And you'll see loads of little things like that that make a huge difference. We could slightly raise the area of pavement over the road. That would slow the traffic down as it goes into the side road, and it would be easier to move along the pavement. And all these little things are far simpler than shared space, cobbling everything, spending a fortune on the public round, but they just make that urban environment far nicer to move through. And as with much of cities, the devil is in the detail. So as you're next moving through your village, your town, wherever, please do look at little things like that. See where you can make them better and try and get them changed, because those little things will make a big difference and they will make better places to live, and we should all live in better places.